Hello, this is part 2 for the Sega Saturn. And I already showed it in the last video, but this is the Sega Saturn. It was a major failure for Sega. And let's talk about the games for this system. It was Sega's first CD-based console after the failure of the Sega CD, which was just an add-on for the Genesis to try to keep it alive. Sega also made the ill-fated 32X, which was a massive failure also. They weren't very smart, but they wanted to try to keep it alive until this baby came out, but 32X wasn't a very good idea. I have one, and I would love to play it, but I don't have the cords for it. But this is not about the 32X, this is about the Sega Saturn. So, you've got the games. There are a lot of good games for it. There's supposed to be some really good RPGs like Shining Force and um, the Panzer Dragoon series. Panzer Dragoon Saga is considered the best, but it's over $200 freaking dollars if you can afford it. Get it, but otherwise, dude, I'm gonna do mod this system and burn it. Because you'd have to be an idiot to buy it for $200 unless you have money lying around. Then by all means get it, but yeah, I'm on a tight budget. I'm a student. I don't make much money. I can't afford to spend $200 on a freaking game. No. So, that is this system. It's the most expensive system that I got. My other systems cost me about Dreamcast is about 35. I got my GameCube for free from a friend. She was nice to give it to me for free because I did her an errand. And Xbox, obviously the 360 doesn't count because that was a new system. I'm talking about classic systems. My Xbox One, it was a gift from my dad, so who doesn't live with me, and that system's really good. My Atari I got for only $15 with a bunch of games because I know where to find deals at thrift stores. So this system cost me a lot of money. I got it on eBay for $60. It works very well. It's a very cool system. It's a lot of fun. But why? Why are the games so expensive? Why? There's a lot of good fighting games in the system. You've got Marvel superheroes. You've got the SNK games that were good. You've got lots of good fighting games. You've got a lot of good shmups, shoot 'em ups like Darius Gaiden, and the treasure games like Radiant Silvergun, and a lot of other good ones. And you've got lots of other games, but sadly, Sega's awesome iconic mascot Sonic did not make an appearance in his own new game. I mean, there was Sonic R, but we all know how bad that game was. I liked it as a kid. It's a matter of opinion. I personally don't like it. The music's not that great, and it has some of the most stiff controls I've ever played in my life. Oh my gosh. But it was fun when I was a kid. But that doesn't count as a standalone Sonic game. And there was also Sonic 3D Blast and Sonic Jam. But Sonic Jam is a collection of the Genesis games with a 3D level. And then there was Sonic 3D Blast, which was also on the Genesis. So, yeah, Sega, their Sonic Team was going to make a Sonic game for the system. They should have done it, but I don't know what happened. They just ran out of steam, ran out of juice. Um, the creator of Sonic, one of the fathers of Sonic, what's his name again? Not Yu Suzuki. Well, whatever his name is. The programmer, he got all fed up and he went and started work on Nights into Dreams, which became one of the best games on the system. Nights into Dreams is supposed to be really good, but it's like $20. And so that game never happened. That game was going to be Sonic Unleashed, but it never happened. It should have, but it never did. But luckily, Sonic came out when the Dreamcast first did because Sonic Adventure was amazing. That was a great game. But my games I've got are Resident Evil, the first one. Some of the worst voice acting I've ever heard, but it's so funny. Stuff like, Jill, don't go through that door. I hope it's not Chris's blood. They did not know how to voice act back then. They really didn't. It's a good game, but the voice acting is so bad. Oh my gosh. You got, I've got Virtua Cop. Good. It's a good rail shooter. It came with the light gun. Sadly, when my light gun didn't work with my TV, so I threw it out. Probably shouldn't have done that, but whatever. Didn't work with my TV. So that is Virtua Cop, and now I've got Sega Rally. It's a pretty fun racing game, but there's only 2 cars to drive, which kind of sucks, but I played the new one on the 360, and it's exactly like this one. Exactly like it in every way. The only difference is better cars and more tracks, but that's about it. This game's very short, but it's fun. And graphics are okay. It's a fun game. And I've got Die Hard Trilogy. Die Hard Arcade is the one to look for, but that game is like expensive. It's supposed to be one of the best games on the system. It's a great arcade game, but I don't have that. But this is Die Hard Trilogy. It's the first 3 movies put together, and they're all 3 different games. First one is a third person shooter. John McClane going through the building, floor after floor, to kill bad guys and set off a bomb. I don't ask you why the game's like that, but whatever. And then you got part 2, probably one of the best parts of this game, Die Harder. It's a rail shooter, first person rail shooter. It's pretty fun. Not as good as Virtua Cop or Revolution X, but it's pretty good. And then of course the really really bad Die Hard with a Vengeance. I don't know how to play it. There's not enough time to do it. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. If you can get it on PlayStation, probably get it on PlayStation. The graphics are a little bit better, but I mean it's pretty good on the Saturn. I like it on the Saturn. Too bad there's no multiplayer. I wish there was multiplayer. Then you got Revolution X, a game I think deserved a sequel, but it was a failure. Probably because they released it at a time when the 32-bit era was just starting, so they put it on Genesis and Super Nintendo, and people give this game a lot of crap on those systems, but you can't play this game on those systems. This is a 32-bit game. It's not supposed to be on a 16-bit system. Don't give a crap for that. It's better on the PC and on this system. But obviously we can't play it on PC anymore because that was the 90s. But it's the best on the Saturn. It's the best. It's most like the arcade. I was lucky to play the arcade back in the day. The arcade game is pretty fun. And it's a fun game, and Aerosmith's in it. So it's cool. You get to kill a bunch of bad guys. It's hard, and there's no save feature, but it's a good arcade port. It's a good arcade port. I like it a lot. I don't know why people give it crap. So anyway, that concludes my review of the Sega Saturn. Hope you found this review helpful. The system is really good, but it's expensive. Not as cheap as the Dreamcast. I personally think the Dreamcast and the Genesis are both a lot better. And they're a lot cheaper and more affordable. If you want a Sega system, I would recommend the Dreamcast or the Genesis. They're the best ones. But if you're a collector, which I'm trying to become, if I can get more money or whatever, I would definitely give this system a shot. It's fun. It's good, but I would recommend doing the disc swap trick, the modding that, because it's too expensive to buy games for it. Too expensive. So there you go. Hope you've enjoyed this review. Peace out.